Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
First of all, I haven't said it yet, but Happy New Year to all of you. Let's hope that 2022 becomes the year where, we can stop talking about this annoying Corona thing. I know it's a little bit late. In Sweden, we normally do this for Christmas, but we also do it for Easter and for Midsummer, so you can do it all year round pretty much. I'm making classical Swedish pickled herring. And it's a recipe that I got from my uncle's mother and father, I think. And we're making two different kinds today. But before we have a look at those, as always, if you haven't done so yet, do me the favor, click the subscribe button, check the little bell icon to get notifications when new episode comes online. But now let's have a look at what we have here. As I mentioned, we're making two different kinds, right? So we have one kind is here and one kind is here. So it's leek and dill, and it's carrot and red onion. And in the middle, we have the herring. When you buy herring, normally in Sweden, it's salted. And we don't really want it salted, so you have to wash it a bit, and that's what I've done. It's just in cold water. But we will take them out, wipe them off, and cut them into pieces later. But we'll start with a kind of the pickling marinade. And it's 1 deciliter of vinegar, 2 deciliters of water, so that's 3 deciliters of liquid together. And then it's easy to remember how much sugar you need. It's the same amount, so 3 deciliters of sugar. It's a lot of sugar, I know, but it tastes great. So we just pour all of that together. And then we put this on the stove while we kind of cut up the veggies so that the sugar dissolves in the liquid. We'll put the sill aside for now. We'll grab 2 containers. As you can see, I only had 1 fillet for each left. The rest we ate for Christmas. And we'll start by chopping up some dill. Doesn't have to be too fine. That's enough. Put that into the first container. And then we go on with our leek. Just split it down the middle. Now, depending on what you like, I kind of like the green part. I think it gives a nice color, but use the white or the green or both. I will use both. Relatively thin, but not too thin. I would say this is probably, I would say maybe 2 millimeters thick. So that's our leek. Half of one is enough. And that's basically it for our leek and dill one. We'll put this away, clean up a bit, and then continue with the carrot and red onion. The same here. I mean, it's up to you. You can put it into full rounds, quarts, half. I kind of like the half. And since carrot is a bit harder than leek, I like to cut these in quite thin slices. So, perfect. We'll put these into the other container. Then we have our onion. Again, up to you how you want to cut this. I prefer it in thin slices. Similar thickness to the carrot. And that's enough for our 1 fillet. So I put some paper on the board. I poured off the water. Just gonna pat these dry. And again, up to you, but I like it in, I would say about 1 centimeter thick slices. For me, that's the kind of perfect pickled herring size. So we put the top one in one. And the bottom one in the other. And now all you need to do is kind of mix it a little bit. It's a bit difficult in these small containers, but just make sure that you have a bit of everything everywhere. So these are ready. Let's have a look at our pickling juice. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I'll try to show you. It's almost all dissolved, but we'll let this cool now before we pour it over. So give it, I don't know, put it in the fridge even you can do, or put it outside for a bit so it cools down, because we don't want to cook the fish, right? So we want this to be relatively cold before we pour it in. So we'll leave that to stand now, and we'll cut to the pouring part. While the pickling liquid is cooling down, there was one thing I forgot to tell you about, and that's allspice. In Swedish it's called kryddpepper, spice pepper, but it's allspice. We need a little bit of that as well. In the dill one, we need whole corns, so we just put, maybe in this one we put 6 in. And in the other one we also put 6, but they shouldn't be whole. We will just mortar them quickly. Not too fine. This is perfect. We put that in here as well. So don't forget the allspice. Our pickling liquid is now cold. I poured it into another container or another bowl and into the fridge and let it cool there. And now all we need to do is kind of fill up here. I hope I don't spill too much. A little bit. You want to make sure that everything is covered. Perfect. As I'm sure you can imagine, because of the sugar, this liquid is really annoying if you don't clean it. It gets really sticky. And now all that's left is to put lids on these. And now you need to leave them to stand at least 24 hours. But if you let them stand longer, they will taste better. And I would kind of turn them upside down a bit, move them around a bit in between, so that the taste kind of goes everywhere. And yeah, we'll taste them in a couple of days. But before we cut to that, if you enjoyed what we did so far, please hit that thumbs up button below. That really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. But now let's cut till the tasting. Our sill is ready. It's been in the fridge now for 3 days. Now let's take some out to try. That's our red onion and carrot. And here is our leek and dill. Let's go for the leek and dill one first. I like it. I'm Swedish, so, but the dill is really nice. Now the red onion and carrot. Even better. I think red onion and carrots is probably my personal favorite. Now in Sweden, on the Christmas buffet or on the Easter buffet or on the Midsummer buffet, you will find a lot of different kinds of sill. Some of them mustard sill with like more of a mayonnaise-based sauce. But I like these. They're They're like me, straightforward and simple. And it's an old family recipe. We made them like this, well, not my family, but my uncle's family. They made them like this for probably at least 80 years by now. So if you're looking for a good sill recipe, look no further. Here you have two. I hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, before you go, and you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button. Check the bell icon so that you get notifications. But that's it for today. Take care. Bye-bye.